Don't you just hate it when you try to congratulate someone and they threaten to kill you? Well, that's exactly what happened when Aoxuan saw Ten's show. Yandan quickly jumped in, saying they were there for his and Kaolin's wedding. But Aoxuan wasn't buying it. Yumou tried to be the diplomat, asking Aoxuan to release Chaoyin. And Kaolin? Aoxuan's response. He told Yumou to cripple his own spiritual body and kneel for mercy. Just consider it, he said. Naturally, Yumou was furious and ready to fight to the death. Aoxuan snapped his fingers, and suddenly, his Donghai soldiers swarmed Yumou. Tang Zhou, being the good friend he is, teamed up with Yumou and took down the soldiers. Aoxuan attacked, but Tang Zhou had a plan. He told Yumou to keep Aoxuan busy while he went to rescue Chaoyin. Yumou managed to land a solid hit on Aoxuan, but in a classic villain move, Aoxuan grabbed Kaolin as a hostage. Before vanishing, he dropped a bombshell of an ultimatum. In 3 days, he would marry
If Chaoyin didn't bring him Yumu's head by then, he'd wipe out the entire Donghai dragon clan.
Just when you thought it couldn't get more dramatic, Chaoyin revealed a huge secret. Yumou is a descendant of the legendary Nine-Finned clan. Yandan was completely shocked. The group Tang Zhou, Yumou, Yingdang, and Yandan gathered to figure out their next move. Yingdang was worried, pointing out that Yumu's identity could trigger a massive rebellion across the 4 seas. She tried to convince Tensho to stay out of it and focus on his own mortal trials. Yumou, however, started getting suspicious of Yingdang. How did she know so much about heavenly secrets and the politics of the 4 seas? She brushed it off, claiming she was just from some small, unknown sect. Yumou didn't believe her for a second.
A messenger arrived, summoning Yumou back to Donghai.
Yingdang promised that her true identity would be revealed once this whole mess was sorted out, and Yumou agreed to wait. Meanwhile, Yingdang had her own sinister plan. She wanted to use Yandan's special lotus heart to heal Tang Zhou, but she couldn't bring herself to harm Yandan directly. So, she decided she would manipulate Aoxuan into doing her dirty work. Back in Donghai, Chaoyin had a proposition for Yumou. He wanted Yumou to use his Nine-Finned heritage to unite Beihai and Zihai, start a rebellion, rescue Kaolin, and then take Aoxuan's place as ruler. Yumou flat out refused. He bitterly reminded Chaoyin how the Nine-Finned clan was abandoned and wiped out during the Great War of Creation. While the Donghai by Dragon clan was promoted to rule the 4 seas, that's when Chaoyin dropped to his knees and revealed the devastating truth. During the war, the Donghai dragons didn't just fail to send help. They actively hunted the exhausted Nine-Finned clan, chasing them right into a trap where they were all slaughtered. The Donghai Dragon King then lied to the heavenly realm and was rewarded with control over the entire water realm. All the proof,
Chaoyin said, was hidden in the Donghai Dragon Palace. He begged Yumou to overthrow Aoxuan and claim his rightful place.
After a long, hard think, Yumou made his decision. He would personally visit the kings of Zihai and Beihai to rally support for an uprising. He asked Tang Zhou to look after Yandan while he was gone. Yandan, ever the comedian, immediately worried that Yumou would come back with yet another princess. This time from Zihai. She declared she needed to rush back and tell her people to start preparing wedding gifts, just in case. Yingdang, a master of passive aggression, shows up with moon-crested cakes, supposedly to ease Tang Zhou's pain and repay him for saving her life. Of course! Yandan is right there, and her face just sours. Yingdang then goes on a whole spiel about how she and Tang Zhou were this epic, heavenly couple in their past lives, deeply in love.
And Yandan, bless her heart, actually believes it.
Later, Yingdang presents the cakes to Tang Zhou, vowing to cure him. But Tang Zhou is having none of it. He completely dismisses her and just wants to know one thing. Where is Yandan? Seeing her plan backfire, Yingdang lies, saying Yandan went down the mountain to pick herbs for Yumou. This immediately sends Tang Zhou into a panic. Worried for her safety, he bolts out the door to find her, leaving Yingdang fuming. It doesn't matter what she does. Tang Zhou only has eyes for Yin. Meanwhile, Yandan is out gathering herbs, When Tang Zhou finds her, in a classic drama moment, she slips and starts to fall off a cliff. He doesn't hesitate for a second and leaps after her, catching her midair. The entire scene feels eerily familiar to him, just like the visions from his dreams. Yandan, still convinced by Yingding's story, concludes the woman in his dreams must be Ying. But Tang Zhou shuts that down immediately. No, it's not her, he says firmly. Yandan then collects a bottle full of spiritual energy from the mountain. Tang Zhou, misunderstanding again, thinks it's for Yumou's mooncakes. She has to quickly explain it's to help the Nanhai soldiers improve their cultivation. She even tries to push him towards Yingdang, telling him not to let her down. Tang Zhou is so frustrated. He tells her there is absolutely nothing between him and Yingdang, and that she needs to stop making things up. On the political front, Chaoyan accompanies Yumou to meet the Zihai Dragon King, who agrees to send troops to their cause. Next on the list is the Beihai Dragon King. Chaoyan warns that this new king is notoriously eccentric.
But as soon as Yumou sees the king's portrait, he recognizes him instantly. It's Lumming.
He immediately writes a letter. Over in Donghai, things are tense. Aoxuan sends medicine to Kaiolan, but she refuses it. He gets furious and starts berating the servants. Kaiolan lays down the law. If he harms Yumou or Chaoyan, she will end her own life. Aoxuan is beside himself with rage. Just then, who shows up? But Aoxuan declares that if he can't have Kaiolan's heart, he'll at least make sure she never leaves Donghai. This is the opening Yingdang was waiting for. She proposes they join forces to eliminate Yumou. She spills everything, revealing Yuma's plan to unite with Zihai and Beihai. Aoxuan thinks it over and agrees. Yingdang promises to be his informant, feeding him every detail of Yumou's movements. Her only condition: Aoxuan must capture Yandan to force Yumou's surrender. After that, she says, he can give Yandan's corpse to her. It's a chilling deal. They shake on it, and Aoxuan gives her a shadowless beast for communication. Back with our heroes, Yandan is spending all her free time writing something in secret. Lumming, having received Yuma's letter, rushes to meet him. On his way, he sees Yandan writing, completely absorbed. He tells Yumou the heartbreaking truth. Yandan endured 800 years of torment in the River of Oblivion, all for Yingyuan, who then helped her forget everything. Hearing this, Yumou is deeply moved and makes a solemn vow. He will never, ever let her suffer like that again! It's getting so... Have you ever seen a plan so intricate it involves a watermelon, a fake beheading, and a bride swap? Well, get ready, because this story is a wild ride. It all starts when Lumming visits Yandan and bursts into tears, moved by her old play. He even brings her a giant watermelon from the heavenly realm, which she absolutely loves. Inspired, she decides to plant watermelon seeds all over Yellen Mountain. Little does she know, this watermelon is about to play a crucial role in a massive conflict. The very next day, the ambitious Yumou is about to lead the armies of the Three Seas in a rebellion against the tyrannical Yandan, feeling secure with such a powerful ally, comes up with a brilliant, if theatrical, plan to handle the crisis. She proposes they reenact the classic assassination of the King of Qin. She hide in a wooden box, pretending to be Yumou's severed head. Yumou, disguised as a palace guard, will present this gift to Ayo.
Then, when he least expects it, they'll strike. Yumou loves the idea, but warns her to keep it a secret.
But of course, the nosy Yingdang shows up, begging for details. Yandan, unable to resist, spills the entire plan. Yingdang then manipulates the situation, claiming she wants to protect Tang Zhou by taking his place in the mission. Yandan, ever trusting, agrees. As soon as she leaves, Yingdang sends a secret message to Aoxuan, revealing every single detail of their master plan. The stage is set on the wedding day of Aoxuan, and the Donghai Dragon Palace is lavishly decorated, but the air is thick with tension.
Aoxuan, armed with Yingdan's intel, has laid a perfect trap.
He smugly waits for Yumou to walk right into it. As the armies of the three seas march towards Donghai, Yumou, disguised as a guard, carries the fateful wooden box. When they arrive, Aoxuan orders his bride Kaolin to be brought out to witness the show. Yumou and his men enter the hall, and Yandan gives Aoxuan a subtle signal. Yumou presents the box, but Aoxuan snatches it away and shoves him aside. Suddenly, hidden soldiers emerge, surrounding them. Yumou rips off his mask, ready for a showdown. Aoxuan threatens to smash the box unless Yumou surrenders. Yumurizu. Aoxuan, furious, throws the box to the ground. It shatters, but instead of a head, a smashed watermelon rolls out. Everyone is stunned. Aoxuan, realizing he's been played, turns to his bride. He yanks off her red veil, only to find Yandan staring back at him with a smirk. So what really happened? Earlier that morning, Yandan had indeed climbed into the box, but Temsi Zhou, worried for her safety, convinced Yumou it was too risky. Yandan then came up with a new plan. A classic switcheroo. After arriving at Donghai, she found Kaolin. They swapped clothes, and Kaolin was secretly sent back to Nanhai to safety. The entire watermelon head plot was just a brilliant diversion. A play within a play, designed to trick the traitor and the tyrant all at once. Now Aoxuan is left facing the wrong bride and the full force of his enemies, completely outs. What a comeback! Thanks for watching. If you loved this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more epic story. See you next time!